So hi there, my name's Devin, and today we are going to do a mock lesson for a middle school physical science class. So I'm applying for a special ed teacher, so I went and just put together a lesson around a state standard for science, and then I'm going to come in afterwards and talk about how, as a special ed teacher, I would help ensure that all students are meeting um, their baseline and improving upon that, and how I can help provide accommodations, modifications, and help reach their annual IEP goals, and embed that within the lesson. So to start off, I've provided tiered learning targets. So once again, this is for a middle school science course and physical science, and um, the state standard that I provided here is to identify abiotic and biotic factors. So we'll go ahead and just jump in. As you can see, learning targets, that's how I think most classes should begin. And so I would have the students write out their learning target for the day. As you can see, I've differentiated here tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. So working with the students, I would do a pre-assessment and find out, with the data you guys provided, the not proficient students, they might be more on the tier 1, in which they're being provided with just a visual picture list, and they have to identify the biotic and abiotic factors, all the way up to tier 3, which would probably be more the advanced students, in which they draw a nature scene that includes 3 biotic and abiotic factors. And so working with all students to kind of meet them at their zone of instruction. So to continue on, so first thing, I'm gonna have the students write out their vocabulary words for the day. So they would be at home, and they can either do this on a Google Doc, in which I can see their screen, or write it out on pen and paper and hold it up to the screen. So the vocab words of the day are abiotic and biotic. And here I'm going to go in and conduct a pre-assessment to find out where students are at. With this lesson, we're assuming that I've already provided them with the 8 factors that identify a living organism, so that we provided that earlier in the semester. So now we're at this point of what things are living and what things are not living. So identifying biotic and abiotic factors. Within these 2 pictures here, I would go and ask the students if they can identify biotic and abiotic factors. And a big part of my teaching style is to talk not to the students, but with the students. So I'm not going to directly talk at them, but I really am going to try to create that conversation and engagement. And I think that's really important, especially in the online format, to have an ongoing dialogue and create that classroom feel. So identifying biotic and abiotic factors in these pictures, we'll work with the students to think not just what they see in the picture, but to think abstractly and what else they don't see here. So it could be bugs in the air. Are there mosquitoes on top of the water? Are there other abiotic factors underneath the water? Could there be coral reef? So really thinking not just what they see in the picture, but using that abstract mindset and critical thinking. So with that, I would get that pre-assessment of where students are at. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and work together. What are the abiotic factors? They're non-living things. Biotic factors are living. And once again, I would review those 8 steps that define a living organism, so that we can compare from earlier in the semester and really just tie everything in together. So here, students would be provided this form, and they could type in the examples that they saw in the picture. And this would be an I do. I would be typing out the examples that they stated, making any corrections, as well as they can copy from me. So the I do, and then they can continue with that.